So just 1 week after the government telling us they are absolutely committed to the electric vehicle mandate, would you believe it? They've gone and done a U-turn. You couldn't write it. They say they're going to be fast-tracking changes in. In this video, let's talk about what that means in reality, and we'll also take a look at the latest debacle from Jaguar as well. Lots going on, but hello, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for joining. I do hope you're having a very nice week. Let's get straight into this. Labour poised to water down electric car rules amid crisis in industry. EV mandate not working as anyone intended, admits business secretary. So Labour is poised to water down electric vehicle rules amid a mounting crisis in the industry over the pace of the transition away from petrol and diesel cars. Jonathan Reynolds, the business secretary, on Tuesday confirmed a review of the government's zero-emission vehicle ZEV mandate after warnings from car makers that the rules were putting the industry's future at risk. And we've seen it, haven't we? The big manufacturers being very vocal in recent months about this. Ford, Stellantis most recently with their Luton factory they were planning on closing. Vauxhall said on Tuesday it was planning to close its Luton factory after 120 years of manufacturing at the site, putting more than 1,100 jobs at risk. Stellantis, which owns Vauxhall, said it was taking the decision in the context of the ZEV mandate. Named and shamed. It follows months of lobbying from car makers, with Ford saying it would cut 800 UK jobs as it reduces EV production, and Nissan demanding a private meeting with the business secretary amid fears it could leave the UK. Meanwhile, in Europe, governments are also under pressure to rein in EV targets, with Porsche saying on Tuesday it'll stick with petrol engines for, quote, much longer than previously planned as it pulls back from electric cars. Europe's top car makers suffered a further setback on Tuesday after more than €10 billion was wiped off their value following Donald Trump's announcement that he would impose tariffs against Canada, Mexico and China. Mr. Reynolds told bosses at an industry dinner on Tuesday that the government will announce a fast-track consultation on changes to its ZEV mandate, which requires an ever greater percentage of manufacturer sales to be electric over the next 6 years. It's tragic really, isn't it? Because it's taken real harm to sales, to jobs, to the industry as a whole before this stifling ZEV mandate has been brought into question. You can't sell what someone won't buy, and that isn't the fault of the manufacturers, who are the ones now suffering. It's my hope that all the alternatives on the periphery are brought into consideration. Things like e-fuels, sustainable fuels, even novel clean burning engine technology that manufacturers are coming up with. Hopefully all of these things are brought into the mandate and given proper consideration. That would let the market and the lowering of emissions work more in harmony. Surely that's what we all want. Meanwhile, Jaguar are going to slash their UK dealer network by around 75% as part of the radical EV rebrand. Now, I'm not going to read all of this article. I'm just going to pick out a few bits that are particularly mental. There's no other word for it. I'll drop a link in the description below, so if you want to read this for yourself, do feel free. You feel bad for the people who are going to lose jobs through this as well. But anyway, the start of this article basically just references that absolutely bonkers ad that they put out. I'm going to jump to about halfway through. Let me share this with you. So speaking to the automotive trade title Car Dealer magazine during a Jaguar press call ahead of last week's Reimagine rebrand announcement, Mr. Glover, Jaguar boss, this character here, Mr. Glover said the company's dealer network would shrink, saying, "We will have a significantly reduced footprint in the UK." Well, I think they've probably reduced that footprint by 100% because I honestly can't see anyone buying any of these cars, which are imaginary right now, until 2026, when we get the £100,000 plus EV. However, let me go on. When asked about reports that its retailer operations would be slashed to just about 20 dealers, he said it will not be far off that number. Now, this is not news necessarily. They're targeting, well, going to try to target that upper end market, reduce the quantity of cars that they're selling and increase the margin on them, presumably. So this is not news. Let me share this next bit with you. Rodden, same guy, Rodden Glover, that's his name. Yeah, a few of you picked up on that in the comments of the last video as well. He told Car Dealer Magazine that it looked at its target customer base, primarily younger, affluent types, and have chosen sites from its existing showroom network on the basis of geographically where the most wealth was. Is that not just the most pretentious piece of nonsense you've ever heard? Ah yes, young and woke, absolutely synonymous with wealthy. And just what the world needs, another £100,000 plus electric vehicle that, given you've only got 20 dealerships to choose from in the UK, you're likely going to be 2 or 3 charges away from reaching your nearest one. Fantastic. They're going to depreciate like a stone. They've been introduced just as EV mandates are backing off. The ignorance is absolutely astonishing. Now, thank you so much for watching. That is all we've got time for today. As ever, let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I'll see you for the next one.